Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in-Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jane Dorio.
On your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And speaking of quality of life, especially for our seniors, our studio guest this morning is Kevin McDonald, CEO of the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Great to be here.
Yes, I love your green shirt.
Great, Kevin.
Thank you. We are celebrating Christmas today at the Senior Center.
Literally.
Wow.
That's what Robin said.
KHTS did it. We decided to copy in today, so everyone got dressed up. The Christmas tree, the menorah's out. We're just having some fun in the summer to break up the routine, and so everyone's
cool.
They're all dressed up.
That's lovely. Well, you need to take some pictures.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Oh, I know
And
Robin
share.
will.
Oh, well, that's right. She will. Yes, you're right. So what's on the docket today to talk about?
We can talk about whatever you want today. Lots of things going on at the Senior Center.
That's what I want to find out.
Sure.
What's happening, because you're beginning to open up now, aren't you?
We started in July. We started
Yeah.
opening up our classes. We have a lot of classes going on right now, and they're limited in capacity, but people can still sign up online and come to the classes live. And every class we do is also being Zoomed, so we have the combination of both. So we have so many classes going on. We have Tai Chi is going on. That was filled up this morning. We had 13 people come for Tai Chi this morning. In the rain they came, and but to see you see them smiling behind their masks, just the joy of getting out of their house, walking through our grand door, and then going down to our great teachers. So Tai Chi, we have Sit and Be Fit, Zumba Gold. I can hear them.
What is that?
It's you can imagine they're rocking and rolling, and we hear the music on the second floor, and we got everything. Everything kind of has a chair component. So we have the chair Pilates, and we have even the card games are going. So Pinochle, and we're looking for a few more players to come out and do a little Pinochle. Creative writing. We have yoga going on. The billiards room is open a little bit for small crowds. And actually, Wii Bowling kicks off this week, so that's the most exciting thing.
Oh, wow.
We bowling.
So, but you know what? It's because our seniors have been so isolated for so long, you really do see them coming out of the parking lot and taking a class, knowing we've limited the size of the class and we require face masks. But they're seeing people, and it's live, and also the people are a little hesitant. They can stay home and they can get it on Zoom like they've had for the last 17 months. They can check it out on Zoom. So it's a nice combination. So people can come out and do that. And we ask them to get online and check us out and take a class if you haven't, and go see some people.
I'm
interested. One of the things that we have always looked forward to is our congregate eating in the dining room, and I know that's still being thought out. But any ideas, Kevin, yet on when we might start initiating that? Do you think we'll have that going again by the end of the year?
Well, a couple things with that. We're going to meet with the county September 9th. There's a major meeting going on where they're going to give us some rules and some guidelines, hopefully opening up by October 1st. We're not sure. So it's not totally up to us. Our funding source is going to have a say in that. We trust public health and the LA County and what they want to advise us, since it's inside dining for seniors, specifically. So that's why we're going to really be cautious with it and listen to their guidance as we go forward. Physically, we're ready to go at any time. And we're also going to have outside dining at Bella Vita in our courtyard, which I think will be an advantage to a lot of people as well. So we're going to have that combination of inside dining, outside dining. In the old days, as you remember, we'd had 350 people show up at the door at 11 o'clock to come in. I think those days are over, safe to say.
Yeah.
But we're also going to have a reservation system, just like you make a reservation at a restaurant. And then you could be able to choose who you sit with and different things like that. So going forward, it'll be more country club, more restaurantish in feel in terms of making some nice reservations with your friends and to come to lunch that way. And nobody will be turned down, of course, but it'll be a reservation system, so we can space it out a little bit more during the day. We have, we're given this wonderful gift of Bella Vita that we can have a little bit of control over, so we can extend lunch hours, and we're not going anywhere. So if we want to push it past 1 o'clock, so the flexibility of being a private nonprofit at this stage is really helpful to us, so we can meet the needs of the seniors as depending on what their comfort level is, and the comfort levels are all over the place.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
So the classes are not filling up in live because people are still a little hesitant. I think that's okay, as long as we keep offering different options for every person and sensitive to what their needs are and what their comfort level is the most important thing.
Well, that is an incredible array of classes that you're giving.
Yeah, it's Blythe Birchall has set them up. We have some incredible instructors. I mean, these are all professionals, know what they're doing, and they come in and they have a good time. They've been doing it through the pandemic for us, and now they're coming into the building to hold the classes. And they're
Much,
doing
much nicer that way.
Yes, and
Oh,
they still
yeah.
have their laptop in front of them with their Zoom camera going on. But they're giving it their all because they know people need it, and they need to, whether you exercise in the comfort of your home or right with us. It's kind of nice.
Well,
Do you
your
anticipate-
dining area is an enormous space, and you can get a lot of tables in there, even by social distancing them.
Yeah, in the day there was 39 tables in there, so there's plenty of room to remove a few and still have plenty of room for the distancing. And there's actually some nice regulations about how much tables should be spaced out in any given area. So we follow those as well for inside and outside dining. So when we get to that point, we won't be squished in there at all.
Do you
And
think,
maybe
Kevin,
you
we're
can
gonna
have two different lunch times if you get overwhelmed.
Absolutely,
You know?
that's
Where there's a will, there's a
and
way.
you can have an afternoon lunch, and that's okay, or a happy hour lunch if that's what you want.
Absolutely.
Do you think we'll have a requirement for vaccinations? Is that in the cards, or is that up in the air still?
We don't know yet. We're going to kind of wait for guidance on that. Last guidance we heard was to follow the restaurant protocol. I'm anxious to see if that changes in September at all. But right now, the role is to follow what any restaurant does, and obviously restaurants are not requiring it right now. But it's
Right.
as you know, it's changing every few weeks. So we're going to keep track on it, and that's why we're not going to open up the dining for just a little while longer until we get the real rules coming into October.
Well, that's why your home delivered meals program shot up so high too.
Yes.
You know.
And now we're switching that a little bit. The home delivered meals went up to over 800 at one point, and we put everybody on that called. We had a policy, and the county gave us a leeway to do it, to say anyone who called to say they needed a meal at home during the pandemic, they got a meal. And now we're cutting back a little bit, saying you need to be more homebound to get the meals. So we're asking those people who are homebound, we'll get you a meal no matter what. If you're less homebound or not homebound, you can get around and have a car to get access to come to our drive-through. And our drive-through hit a record of 528 meals yesterday.
Wow.
So we're talking how many months into this, and 528 people are coming through the senior center drive-through on a lunch period between 11 and 1 and picking up a great lunch. Must have been the lunch that was yesterday. And that's good because it gives people an option. Like I said, we're all about options for our seniors.
That's
and
right.
if you're homebound, we're going to get you a meal. If you're not homebound, we're going to give you an option to come and do the drive-through meal, and they get a great meal, and they get people all dressed up today like like it's Christmas again. So.
But not mentioned, Kevin, and it should be mentioned, and again, is during this pandemic and from, I guess, around July to July, the senior center, our senior center, your senior center, was responsible for 1 million meals, distribution of 1 million meals to seniors in the Santa Clarita and the Antelope Valley. Now, I think that's an incredible number and an incredible assistance to those who are homebound or afraid to go out and get food and go grocery shopping. Our senior center and you, Kevin, have provided not just the service, not just the activities that are now starting to go on, but nutrition was key, and many of our seniors could not go shopping and were not eating right. I saw that on my house calls, and because of the senior center and because of their total commitment to the community. 1 million meals were distributed in that 12-month period. And we're proud of you for what you and everybody at the Senior Center has done for this past year. And I bring this up because I know that others should hear what you have done, what the Senior Center has done. And I want to keep touting that because as I know Los Angeles County and go to some of the county meetings, I know that we have done something that has aided and helped so many people in our community and another community to sustain themselves and keep going. So thank you so much, Kevin, for being the executive director at our Senior Center. Thank you so much for looking forward to how you were going to readapt how our Senior Center was. And, you just have to keep up that great work, but you've already done the great work that we've needed. Thank you very much.
Well, Gene, I appreciate you saying that. What's behind those scenes are 82 staff members who are making it happen. People are showing up way before I show up for work, which is 5:30 in the morning, and 110 volunteers that are working throughout the week to make that million happen. And that's so important because we couldn't do it without them. I left the Senior Center to come over to KHTS and left the volunteers behind, and they're still working hard over there and doing so many things. So a shout out to the drive-through today, who is very, very busy even in this great rain that we're having today. Jackie Hartman's out there. She hasn't missed a day in the last 17 months. And her whole family volunteers. And if you don't have that kind of spirit of giving during these times, so we're really fortunate who backs us up. The other thing about those meals, can I share a couple of menu items with you? Because I was looking at this and people, they don't, the Santa Clarita Valley decided long ago with the Santa Clarita Valley Committee on Aging to have their own kitchen. Many other organizations do not have their own kitchen. And when we moved to Bella Vita and we built a really big kitchen to make sure we can meet the needs. So we're cooking on our own. A lot of people source out. So we're cooking our own meals. We know what goes in them, and they're producing them. Next week, just is Monday's curried egg entree salad. And then we have salmon on Tuesday. And then carne asada fajitas on Wednesday. And tortellini Alfredo tricolore, I can't even say it right, on Thursday.
What is that?
It's a good Italian meal, just trust me.
We'll find out.
And then we got chicken on Friday. So these are real good, and we make sure we pack those meals, and everyone gets a lot of different things in those meals. And so they're getting kind of one meal. I kind of think it's a meal and a half is what we encourage our staff and volunteers to do. Give them more than they can eat, because you're not sure if that's their one meal for the day or if it's covering for two meals for the day. So let's keep giving back. But the quality of the food is amazing. Our cooks in the kitchen. I just left Eric and Frank, and they're just they're cooking away. So it's nice to see that. Nice to be in control of the food that goes out as well. So we're very, very fortunate.
It makes a big difference because you can go to the right places and buy the right food in order to have healthy meals for the seniors. And seniors need healthy meals. They really do.
Absolutely. Now, we'll sneak a brownie or cookie in there once in a while, Barbara.
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, seniors love their sweets.
So don't hold me to that one. We've gotten in trouble a couple times for getting a few more sweets in there, but I'll take the blame for that one.
No, but seniors need sweets.
They need the sweets, but we'll also give them the protein that they need and all the other components.
Absolutely. Criminy.
But let's salute the Committee on Aging for anticipating having a larger kitchen. It all started from there, Kevin.
Yep.
And having that larger kitchen. I mean, think about it when we were in Newhall, in the small kitchen there. We still did the job, right? But yet moving and building a new senior center, how timely was that for our community and the Antelope Valley community? No one could have anticipated a pandemic, but yet it happened, and we were there with the new senior center to be able to provide the food and nutrition necessary for our seniors to keep going. So, yeah, some of it might be luck and fate, but the senior center was still there in that anticipation through the Committee on Aging, and we have to acknowledge and salute them for what they've done.
Yeah, that's Peggy Rasmussen and that whole team that decided this a long time ago. We need to make this happen and make it bigger, and we could not get through the pandemic without it. We could not have done this at Market Street. I was talking to Council Member West the other day, just saying, nope, we couldn't have done it without the new building, even though it's closed, because we need the ballroom turned into a food production facility, and still is that today to make it all happen. So it's we're very, very fortunate, and we know that, and we're grateful for those that helped make it all happen.
And you have such a nice kitchen too. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
You really do. And it's large.
Yeah, we always wish it was larger, but it's
Yeah, I
large.
know, but oh my goodness. It is large. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, Chef Joanna Valawenga, she does a great job with us, and then we have another team in Antelope Valley. So lots of good cooks out there, and then they're watching everything, so it's nice.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, how has the percentage of senior Meals on Wheels increased up in Antelope Valley?
Antelope Valley is going extremely strong. They're still growing. They're still growing every day. We put some more advertisement on all of our vehicles out in Antelope Valley, so they're surging, which is nice because we're capturing a larger market out there. We do some combination of frozen meals and also hot meals every single day out there. So about 1,400 people get 7 meals a day in the Antelope Valley.
Wow.
So
wow, Kevin, incredible. But how about the parking lot and the movies and the shows and the bingo and all of that? Is that still ongoing as well?
Yeah, but we moved it into the courtyard, and
okay.
if you haven't been there, it's just a beautiful courtyard surrounded on 3 sides by walls, so it protects against the wind. And we had the comedy nights are going really strong. We had a great Doc Rockets came up and played music for us on Saturday. We had a really nice crowd. It's a unique experience, and it's free. And people are coming by, and they have the chairs are separated, and they're having a good time, and the facilities are beautiful. It's a beautiful courtyard concert, and we can't compete with the city, but it's a nice courtyard concert, and we're going to keep that going. Hopefully, 12 months a year, so that keeps going. We have a group coming in September. We had another comedy night in September. And then we have Rockin' on Heaven's Door, so your classic rock is going to come. We booked a group, the cover band for ABBA is coming in October. A cover band for Fleetwood Mac is coming in November. We already booked at least 1 Christmas show, if not 2 Christmas shows. So the courtyard is going to be the new place because it's outdoors, it's protected, and it's a nice experience. We're probably going to bring bingo even into the courtyard too and get them out of the parking lot and make it a nice thing. So we're going to continue to go forward. Our drive-in movies should be back in the later in the fall as it gets darker a little bit earlier, and we're just continue to produce those types of things. And we're partially funded by the city of Santa Clarita, so we're thankful for them to keeping all these events going and keeping the seniors happy.
And that courtyard is absolutely beautiful. It really is. I mean, the Celebrity Waiter Dinner couldn't have had a better place.
But I want you to come to a courtyard concert. You'll come back every single month saying, what a great hour and a half to hang out with my friends and be outdoors.
Really?
Yes. Barbara's marking it down.
The outdoor.
Check the website for all the details and get a reservation.
Website, yes.
Wow.
My goodness. Oh, where does the time go? It's time for us to sign off from you. My goodness. I mean, we've done non-stop talking, haven't we? All 3 of us.
All right.
Lots of good information given out.
And if we could just share, because our seniors are in need, we have our supports and services and someone to listen to them anytime with our counselors. So our counselors are there for them, 661-259-9444. If you need help, we're there for you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Jean.
We're going to take our break now. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS.
Daily Imprints is the premier one-stop shop for custom embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products in the Santa Clarita Valley. Owners Joe and Dana have provided KHTS with quality embroidered company shirts for over 3 years. If it's new business cards or promotional products you need to enhance your image, Daily Imprints is the choice for you. Located on Lyons Avenue, stop by or call today, 661-678-0508.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a bite of sweet perfection from Nothing Bundt Cakes in Valencia. Their decadent cakes are ideal for your next birthday, anniversary, baby shower, wedding, holiday party, and more. Nothing Bundt Cakes makes their treats readily available without compromising quality. You can expect real butter and cream cheese, fresh eggs, and lots of love in each of their 10 luscious flavors. To order your own sweet treat, visit their Valencia bakery in the Whole Foods Shopping Center or log on to nothingbundcakes.com.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com, thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
Experience luxury senior living at Oakmont of Valencia, Oakmont's brand new community in Santa Clarita. At Oakmont of Valencia, residents will enjoy 5-star amenities, including state-of-the-art movie theaters, spacious custom-built apartment homes, and sweeping views of the valley, all close to shopping, restaurants, and medical centers. Enjoy resort-style living, professional concierge services, a luxurious salon and day spa, and world-class dining. At Oakmont of Valencia, you'll embrace retirement in style. For details, visit oakmontofvalencia.com.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank, and I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCV Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we have one of our sponsors on today, Miles McNamara. How are you doing, kiddo?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Miles.
So what's happening in the world of taking care of our seniors?
Okay, well, before I get going, I mean, something that's happened is kind of a shameless plug, but I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, I think I mentioned last month that this year we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of helping seniors in Santa Clarita. So 2 decades of helping seniors stay in their own home. And then I was notified last week, a while back, I had to hold off because it hadn't gone out in print yet, that for the 11th time by the Signals poll and survey that we were voted best home care in Santa Clarita for like the 11th time, as I said. So there's my shameless plug.
What's shameless about it? I mean,
well deserved.
The truth may hurt somebody.
Yeah, but listen,
you
are deserved of it, because I want our listeners to know how important your service is to our seniors in Santa Clarita. Our seniors want to stay in their homes, and sometimes they start having trouble being able to do that, negotiating the general everyday activities that they are used to doing, but not able to do. And what you do is you go in and you churn through all the things that they can do, but also look at the things they can't do and start to put together a game plan on what they need to do to continue living in their home. As I've always said to our listeners, no patient ever has said to me, Dr. Dorio, send me to a nursing home. They've all wanted to be and stay in their home. And you have provided that service. People just don't understand until they're in that predicament that they need to have somebody come in and do that. And Miles, that's what you do. So I'm proud of you when you say 11 years, it should be 20 years. Because this is what...
I don't think they were doing it that long ago.
No, maybe not. So 11 out of 11, that's how I'll look at it. And so I'm not surprised. But, thank you for doing what you do. And, tell our listeners, how you evaluate people who are trying to stay in their homes.
Yeah, and what you mentioned is what we call a home assessment before we begin service. And we'll even come out and chat with the family or the senior. If they're just thinking about it and didn't realize home care existed, we'll just come out and answer any questions and see how it would fit in. But, the assessment that we do before we start service is we develop a customized plan of care because there's some things, as you alluded to, that our seniors can do better and some that they need assistance on. So that's identified in the plan of care. The caregivers know what their, main highlights are when they're first going in there. But we never start a case without doing that initial assessment so that their plan of care is customized to their particular needs. And the one thing I would say is that, more often than not right now, we do have a spouse or maybe the adult kids who are helping out, and they're family caregivers, and they just don't realize it yet. So what we also recommend is have us come out and just answer some questions because of that term respite care. So if the spouse or adult kid is basically fulfilling the function of primary caregiver for a loved one, we can come in and give them a break. Let them go out, because the family caregiver, the biggest detriment to that is not taking care of yourself. I mean, statistics show that the family caregiver will get ill and pass before the person they are caring for if they don't take care of themselves.
Yeah. And so this becomes difficult for family members to even see that the lifestyle that they've had before is in jeopardy. And sometimes it takes that extra set of eyes to be able to make that recognition and then evaluate the situation. So it's not, for our listeners and caregivers who are out there, things start to happen, especially medically. But if you don't recognize that, Miles, then it becomes a problem for the person themselves. But that's what you do. You go in and open the eyes of those who are caregivers for that individual. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, because a lot of times people don't know what they don't know. So us being non-medical personal attendants, we help with all the activities of daily living, helping in and out of the shower, making sure they're eating, taking their medications on time, et cetera. But we do interface a lot with other resources that are more the medical side, i.e. yourself, Dr. Dorio, if you need to come in for a house call, or home health, which they prescribe a nurse to come in for an hour and do some medical procedures, i.e. wound care or, taking their vitals or what have you. Hospice, of course, for end-of-life treatment. So again, we interface with all the in-home resources, and as you alluded to again, a lot of times folks don't see it. They can't see the forest for the trees. That's two cliches in a row I've used, because they do need that fresh set of eyes sometimes to come in and make recommendations and obviously take care of our senior, but take care of the family caregiver as well.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I tell
you mhm.
the home care that I was able to receive for Russ saved my life also.
Right. And we were able to make sure Russ was taken care of, but we gave you the opportunity to get out and have your own life when you needed to.
That's right. And that is a big plus in a situation like that. I mean, I was taking care of Russ most of the time, except at night when I'd have somebody come in so that I could get a good night's sleep. But then I got to the point where I could help him in the shower, but if he fell, which he did, and that's why I decided, no more, because when he fell, I fell. And I thought, if something happens to me, who's going to take care of him? So I needed to get the removal from that process. And it's not an easy job. It really isn't.
And what you just outlined was the exact definition of respite care. You cared for Russ when you could, and then we take care of him when you slept. But also what we do is we also teach our family caregivers the proper way to caregive when we're not there, so they don't injure themselves or their loved ones. I mean, we have a caregiver skills lab at our office on Lyons Avenue that I know I've mentioned before. But just the proper way to do a transfer, a proper way to do standby assist as they walk, possibly using a gait belt, proper way of doing occupied bed change, or any of those things that you could throw your back out or injure yourself or your loved one. So we try to make it a well-rounded approach where we'll take care of business while we're there, but we'll also try to train the family members of the proper techniques when we're not.
Right. And, the family members have to know not just the techniques, but the recognition right from the get-go that there's an ongoing problem. And I will tell you, Barbara mentioned it right away, falling. If they start to fall and they fall again, it's detrimental. If they get hospitalized or whether it be falls or anything else, that's going to hurt the quality of life of that patient. If you notice that they're losing weight or they're unkept, and maybe even not taking their medicines correctly, these are all little signs that we have to pick up so that we can keep our loved ones in their home. But if we don't recognize those and get the extra set of eyes in there, they're gonna spiral down and circle the drain in terms of their living at home.
Well, the biggest thing about falls that we try to teach our clients, and we do the same thing as our caregivers, nobody can prevent a fall if they're going to start to go down. So we try to, at our best, guide them down, protect their head, what have you. But again, not being physicians, I mean, what's the first thing that somebody says once they fall or if they, bump their head? What's the first thing they say?
Ouch.
No, it's usually, I'm okay. That's literal, yes.
Sorry.
But usually it's, I'm okay. I'm okay. And, they got that maybe have blood running down the side of their face or what have you. Because we all say, I'm okay. We don't know. We're not a doctor. So I really encourage folks, that's what 911 is for. If somebody falls, especially our seniors that may be, challenged with osteoporosis or other things that, you don't know if they cracked or fractured a hip. You don't know if they've hurt themselves, and to pull them back up, could be doing additional damage. So I would really, really caution people from, not paying attention to how severe was the fall, and don't make those medical assessments when we're not qualified to do so.
Right. But the other thing is, though, Miles, when you go into the house and make your assessment for the family, you're recognizing some of the things that they do lack, not just medically, but, the furniture being in a place where they can fall over that, or carpeting, or not having grab bars, but steps where they could have some signaling of a grab bar there or a railing there. All of these things are the things you point out to the family that will help prevent their problems from occurring. So, when you have your assessment, it's not just something simple. There is strategy to all of this to make sure the patient, the individual, the resident can learn about their environment better to support their efforts to stay in their home.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, that again, that old adage of can't see the forest for the trees is that we do a full-on safety inspection of the entire house and the environment because sometimes folks don't give a thought that going from tile to a carpet with a walker is different than going from tile to carpet without one. And same with as far as any of the extension cords that may be hanging out, or is there any sharp objects or corners that could be padded in case someone does fall? And you mentioned the grab bars in the shower. I mean, the shower and the kitchen are two of the most frequent places that our seniors fall, because a lot of times in the bathrooms they don't have the proper grab bars, and in the kitchen they think they can set their walker or cane aside and kind of go from island to sink and back to island and over to the refrigerator. And sometimes that goes haywire. I know my mom's guilty of that. She thinks she can kind of set her walker aside in the kitchen, and then she can kind of navigate the kitchen by using the furniture and the island and everything as her, her cane. And that's backfired on her a couple times.
Yeah.
And that can be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, because think of all the things that are in the kitchen and the bathroom that you can fall and hit your head on.
That's
You're usually
right.
falling on the hard tile in the kitchen or a bathroom, so there goes your hip. Very dangerous. Bathroom and the kitchen are not senior friendly sometimes, so you really have to be on your guard in those areas.
You sure do. You sure do, and it's critical. It really is. It really is. And if you feel like you are making mistakes and not taking care of your loved one like you think you should be, and maybe you're not able to, not only from a physical but also an emotional basis, because the emotions play a big part in our life. And, you really need to look at the situation and find out, is this going to work? And if it hopefully come to the decision that it won't, then call Comfort Keepers. Call for home care, because they are well trained. They really are, having had first experience with it. And I recommend it highly. I really
Well, thanks,
do.
Barbara. And again, it's really important to help take care of that family caregiver. I mean, the spouse, the adult kid, who they're juggling their own life by, raising their own children and bouncing over when they can to make sure mom and dad have eaten their meal, taken their meds, etc. And it just gets exhausting. And, if you have an elderly spouse who's the main caregiver, a lot of times, as I mentioned earlier, you see their health start to deteriorate before the one they're caring for, because they're not taking care of themselves.
Right. And just remember, the other thing is, Miles, when they go to the hospital and they're discharged from the hospital doesn't know, the doctors don't know what happened to their loved one, the patient. They don't know the little integral parts of it that need to be explored better by family members. And bringing somebody in with those extra set of eyes, as we said, makes a big difference.
Yeah, and discharge is really important. I don't know if we're coming up on a break or not. I was going to cover that in the second half of the show. But that transition from hospital to home is huge. I don't do we have a break coming up, or should I go into it?
We sure do. Why don't we take it now? It's a little bit less than a month ago, but a minute to go. But let's do that. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
If you need help at home or at the office, call Made For You. Made For You is a locally owned, bonded, and licensed cleaning service with over 20 years of experience. All employees are vetted for your protection. No need to buy products or equipment. The Made For You staff comes complete with everything needed to make your home or office cleaner than ever. Hire Made For You one time, as needed, or an ongoing basis. No room is off limits. Laundry and ironing services are also available. Call Made For You for a free estimate. 255-2922. That's 255-2922.
Hey bargain shoppers, did you know that there's a brand new grocery outlet in your area? At the new grocery outlet in Santa Clarita, you can cut your grocery bill in half with their otherworldly deals on brand name items. Find amazing deals on fresh produce, meat, dairy, and wine. These are actual everyday savings on the name brand groceries you know and love. It's no wonder all customers end up feeling such bliss at Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, now open on Plum Canyon Road near the Starbucks. See you there.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch, full menu, and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet? One drug after another, continuing numbness, tingling, burning pain, balance problems, decreased quality of life? Are you experimenting with drugs like Lyrica, Neurontin, gabapentin, Cymbalta with limited success and your doctor telling you just have to live with it? My name is Dr. Thomas Pilecki, DC, host of Get Better with Dr. Pilecki and founder of Neuropathy Dr. X. I'm here to tell you that there is now a non-invasive natural solution to your neuropathy right here in Santa Clarita, a solution that addresses the underlying causes, and we're proud to say that we have an 87 to 97% success rate with neuropathy sufferers in getting their lives back. I'd like to invite you to our next seminar, when we'll teach you how to reverse this deadly condition that affects over 50 million Americans today. To reserve your spot now, call 753-9340. This is a free seminar, but seating is limited, so call 753-9340 now.
Introducing Oakmont of Valencia, Oakmont's second luxury senior living community in Santa Clarita. At Oakmont of Valencia, you'll have access to full-time assisted living services provided by compassionate staff in the privacy of your own home. Oakmont's Diabetic Wellness Program offers assistance with monitoring and managing glucose levels, meals, exercise, and activities. Oakmont of Valencia offers a fully equipped wellness center and concierge medicine program, allowing outside physicians to visit on site. Discover the care your loved one deserves in a resort-style setting. Visit oakmontofvalencia.com.
Gavin Newsom is the most arrogant governor the state has ever seen. He's imposed some of the most restricted COVID mandates than any other state in the country, and yet California is no safer than any other state. I'm Eric Hallaby, owner of Total Financial Solutions. We've been assisting Southern California residents with their financial goals for over 25 years. Under Newsom, my friends, neighbors have lost their jobs and their businesses. Our kids have lost a full year of in-school education and will now be forced to wear uncomfortable, restrictive masks. This is all in defiance to the very science Newsom and his cohorts pledged to follow. COVID restrictions, a spike in crime, and a homeless crisis are all blamed on Newsom's policies. More than 1,900 people a day have left the state of California. Enough is enough. It's time for a change. On September 14th, I urge you to vote to recall Governor Gavin Newsom. We support replacing him with Larry Elder, not a politician, but a leader with sensible solutions. So let's fix California. Vote for Larry Elder. Visit electelder.com. That's electelder.com.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com. Located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with Miles McNamara, who's the owner of Comfort Keepers in Home Care, one of our major sponsors. And what was the subject we were going to touch on for the
We
last?
were going to talk about the transition from hospital to their home. And Miles, you are an expert at this. Let's talk about these issues.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most important transitions a lot of times because, I mean, the hospital's pretty good at finding out what their family support is and what they're going home to. But, you know, a lot of times when we get a call from the hospital or a family who's being discharged, my care manager will go over there and meet with the discharge planner, meet with the physical therapist, find out exactly what's going on before they go home because, you know, they've been used to now 24/7 care in the hospital where day was night, night was day. I mean, you're always having people come in and checking your blood pressure. I mean, so you really kind of lose track of your body clock. But then once you get home, mismanagement of meds and malnutrition or not eating properly is one of the primary reasons that people get bounced back to a readmit to the hospital. And readmissions are important to everybody because we know that the senior doesn't want to go back to the hospital. We also know the hospital doesn't want the readmission because that creates some kind of a insurance ding for them. So it behooves everybody to think ahead and plan this discharge with the family support at home, if any. And, and we do short-term care. It's not like, we don't have a long-term contract. So a lot of times we will assist for the first week or two after somebody gets home to make sure they get back in their routine, they're taking their meds, they're getting the proper hygiene and, whatever. And we'll work with the in-home physical therapy a lot of times. So that transition to home is really important because you're a little disoriented. Like I said, day was night, night was day. So you really can't take for granted that transition back to home, and you certainly don't want to be bounced back within a couple days.
Right. Not an easy task, Miles. I tell you, despite the fact that you think that the medical professionals will have a handle on it, I find on the receiving end, when they're coming home, not enough information is there. It's unorganized. As you said, the patient themselves have been kind of out of it and ill, of course. That's why they were in the hospital. So we have to take care of them, and that's what they fall on their face sometimes, literally, because they don't have anybody there.
Yeah, nothing more important than a proper discharge plan. Otherwise, things go sideways real fast. And as I said, we don't, no long-term contracts. We can help with the transition, and then as stages of, they get stronger, we can make determinations on the fly of are we going to extend, are we going to pare it down, are we going to stay put. I mean, so it's a constant communication, and the biggest thing too is getting that senior back to their follow-up doctor's appointment. That's huge.
Exactly.
That's another big reason. So meds on time, eat well, hydrate, and get back to your follow-up appointment. Yeah,
and so you've got it down. So you understand the whole concept of what is needed in this transition. But most people don't get it because, they're first-timers or second-timers, and, they haven't had this experience. But this is what you and I both do in terms of getting people acclimated back into their environment. So people need to understand this, Miles, and I don't think they are, and I think we have to bring that to light in this community so that people will have a better chance of not being readmitted to the hospital. Now, if people listening want to get a hold of you, can you give some contact information for us?
Absolutely. We've been on Lyons Avenue the entire 20 years. I'm at 23900 Lyons Avenue at the corner of Lyons and Vermont. And if you want to give us a call, again, no obligation, free and home question session. It's 661-287-4200, 661-287-4200, or you can go to seniorcaresantaclarita.com or comfortkeepers.com for more information.
Yeah, and I tell you that just to our listeners and those caregivers that are out there, there's a lot of things that start to happen with your loved ones as they're getting older. Most of the time they fly through it and they do just fine. But there are just some times when help is needed, and when you have extra help, it makes a huge difference. And Comfort Keepers definitely has done that for my patients. So, Miles, thank you again for everything you do for the community. You've made a world of difference to the seniors and those who have been ill, who have gotten better because of the care that the people in your program there have made for everybody else. So thank you, Miles, for doing what you're doing. It's been really, really helpful to me to keep my patients out of the hospital. Once again, Comfort Keepers is 287-4200, 287-4200. Give them a call. Thank you, Miles, for being on the show again. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.